I think people often hide these things.
Yeah.
And so it's easy to look and think no one else has anything in their life like this.
Yeah.
Or everyone else is able to get over it on their own.
Sure.
But I think we all have at least one signature, why do I keep doing this struggle?
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
And so, like we were talking about, like releasing the shame of that and asking for help is strength, not weakness.
No, it's
And-
absolute strength.
Yeah.
Welcome to More Than Small Talk. We're Susie Eller.
Jennifer Watson.
and Holly Girth, writers and real life friends. We're inviting you to go deeper, become freer, and feel more connected.
So imagine you have a cup of coffee, a mug of tea, or a green smoothie in your hand.
And we're all hanging out in your favorite place together.
Hey, More Than Small Talk friends, we're so glad you're with us. We recently did a series about things we think but don't always say out loud. And now we are going to do a little one on questions we often ask ourselves but might not ask out loud. So, Susie, what is our first one on that list?
You know, I would love for you, sweet listener, to gather a friend and maybe ask this same question. And it's a little vulnerable,
Yeah.
I think.
No surprise there.
Today's question is this: why do I keep doing this? So, is this a question that you've ever asked yourself? And what was going on when you asked that?
So I'm going to tell a little story, but part of this is my anxiety. I always go, why do I self-sabotage? Where I get in my head, like I'm going to maybe record or speak or do something. And then I get in my head in the anxiety, like I might be completely prepared and ready to do something. And then just psych myself up and bomb. I was watching the Olympics and I was watching like Amber Glenn and I saw her kind of have that moment. And I was like, more than one person does this. This is a universal anxiety thing
Yeah.
where you can be completely skilled and well-versed and just get in your head. And so that's something I ask myself, why do I do that? And psych myself up and set myself up to fail and, you know, with anxiety or whatever it is.
And isn't there a name for that in sports? Is it called yips? I think.
Kara's nodding. Producer
Yeah.
Kara's nodding.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what it means is you've practiced, you've done all the things. And yet when it comes time to perform,
Yes.
suddenly the anxiousness of what could happen
Yeah.
knocks you out. And it has nothing to do with all the preparation.
No.
It just gets in the way.
Exactly. So that's my kryptonite.
The yips.
The yips.
Yes, makes sense.
The gymnasts call it the twisties. It's when they're in air, like Simone Biles, because like they just lose where they're at. You know, I'm not tumbling into the air, but I'm, you know, mine feels, but like in my head, it's like you're going somewhere else.
Okay. You know, so I really thought about this question, and this is something that I have finally mostly overcome. But I remember asking myself one time, why do I take this so personal? Like, really, it has nothing to do with me. Why am I taking this personal? And it was something that really got in the way in some of my relationships. And I had to start asking myself, is this really about me? No, it's not at all, which allowed me then to kind of deal with what was going on.
Yeah.
But it was a pattern and it was a block and it was something that I think I was unaware of for a long time. And then when it did come to light, it was like, oh, what do I do about this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we all have things like that. And I think mine is when I get overwhelmed, I always feel like I'm failing at everything.
Yeah.
I did that again yesterday. I was like laying on the couch and I was like, I can't do anything right.
Yeah.
You know, like everything is a mess. I don't even have the energy to go get the laundry out of the dryer. You know? And then that spirals into I'm never going to get off the couch again. And I have all this stuff I have to do. And these people are going to be disappointed in me and like this, you know?
Yeah.
So I literally was like, all right, I'm going into toddler mode. And I said to Mark, I'm putting myself in toddler mode. I'm going to have a snack and a nap and put myself in timeout. And then I will see how I feel after that. And sure enough, worked pretty well. So Yes, over and over, I get to that point, and I know inside it is not true, but it feels real in the moment.
Yeah. But there's roots, right?
Mhm.
Jennifer, like when that happens to you, do you know the roots of that?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's exactly that fear of I'm going to let someone else down. Because letting myself down, no big deal. I will totally get over it. But it was one of those moments like watching Amber Glenn perform, like I cried because I was like, she's in her head. She's in her head. It really got to me. And I thought, gosh, I'm seeing this and I identify with that so much. And then like one of her last performances, she crushed it. And I was like, there you are.
Yeah.
And so I think it's one of those things where you get in your own way. And I know the root cause is just maybe like childhood trauma or anxiousness and just shutting down
Yeah.
when I really need to come alive and say something that matters during a podcast or whatever. But it's just that kind of thing. Oh, I can't do it. And it's a mental block where you absolutely can do it, but your brain is not going to let you.
Yeah. Well, I've thought about this struggle that I had. I can trace it to where it came from.
Yeah.
I know where it
Yeah.
happened. And there are times that I look in the mirror and I say, hey, Suze, you're no longer a defenseless child. You are a strong, faith-filled woman who can do whatever she desires to do as God comes alongside of her. And it's not an attack on you. This is a deeply tethered wound to a long time ago. And it's not that I dismiss it, it's that I strip it of its power.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's always a reason, whether it's the best reason or not, why we do those things, right? Because the
Right.
other version of
Yeah.
like, why do I keep doing this is like, why do I keep eating the whole package of cookies or having an extra drink or spending more than my budget or,
Yeah.
you know, that's the other, I think, human part of this. And so in those kind of moments, I've started pausing and saying, okay, brain, I know the part of you that is active right now is the part that is tasked with keeping me alive and making me feel better as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Thank you for that suggestion. You're right. If all we had to think about was short term, this would be an excellent choice. But we have to think about what's sustainable and what's long term.
Yeah.
And so what else can we brainstorm that might be a better go-to in this moment than this thing we're probably not going to feel great about tomorrow?
Yeah.
And that's been really helpful. And it
good.
kind of works because then that part of me is like, oh, okay, this is going to get taken care of. And I don't go into a shame guilt spiral because that part of my brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do, which is help me survive, make me feel better as quickly as possible.
Yeah. If you're one of those people who keep asking, why do I keep doing this? I have a feeling you're doing much better than you think. I have a resource that's just for you for when you're overthinking and being extremely hard on yourself. It's called What If You're Doing Better Than You Think? Finding Courage and Confidence When Life is Messy. Now back to our conversation. I think that's really good. Knowing that I have a tendency to do this, I saw that my daughter was going to work and she had had a few bad days. And like I ran out and I was like, hey, remember when your brain tells you that you're doing so much better and just like keep thinking about those instead of how you feel right now. And she came home and she said, I had a much better day. But I think just maybe starting out being really intentional about your struggles and just saying, I might sabotage this early. So if I start on my way and just kind of prepare myself to not spiral or like fixate on that, I'm going to have a better day.
Yeah. Well, and what I hear behind this question is frustration and sadness. Like, why do I keep doing this? What I hear in there is a desire to stop doing this. And there are times that whether it's tied to something in your past or it's an addictive thing, that we need help.
Right.
And we deserve help.
Yeah.
We're worthy of help.
Yeah.
I remember talking to someone sometime and she said, if I were stronger, I could do this. And I said, how long have you been trying to do this on your own, sis? She said, years and years. And I was like, you're so worthy of help.
Mm-hmm.
You're so worthy of someone coming alongside you to help dig down and explore the roots behind this and figure it out. We all are.
Right.
And so for me, part of my growing journey has been to admit that there are times that something's bigger than me.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think this isn't new. Like the Apostle Paul talked about it. He's
Yeah.
like, I do what I don't want to do, and I
Yeah.
hate it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's the Holy Ghost translation.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
But so this is, I think, universally human. I think people often hide these things.
Yeah.
And so it's easy to look and think no one else has anything in their life like this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or everyone else is able to get over it on their own.
Sure.
But I think we all have at least one signature, why do I keep doing this struggle?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And so, like we were talking about, like releasing the shame of that and asking for help is strength, not weakness.
Oh, it's
And-
absolute strength.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and I feel like I identify with this so much is because I was trying to handle my depression and my anxiety on my own and try to like pray my way out of it. Or, and I couldn't do it on my own. I needed therapy. I needed medication. And I went without it for a really long time. But I think that there's something in us that we're so ridiculously hard on ourselves. And that's, to me, one of the biggest things that keeps us saying, why do I keep doing this? Well, why are we so hard on ourselves every time we fall
Yeah.
or fail? Because we're going to.
Yeah.
And so like taking perfection off the table, like that's helpful for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I remember sitting and talking with my daughter one time, and we were chatting about something, and she said, "Hey, Mom, I really want to just tell you something I've seen that's actually pretty cool." And she said, "We were doing this and this and this. I don't remember what it was." And she said, "I said something that I knew was hurtful." And she said, "But you didn't take it personal at all. Like you just came back and said, 'Hey, what's going on, sis? What do you need? What's happening?'"
Yeah.
And she said, "It was so good for me to hear that."
Yeah.
But she said, "I also realized, one, I had some stuff I needed to work through because I lashed out at you. But also," she said, "I was so grateful because you were so safe because you didn't take it
Aw.
personal. You were
Yeah.
just like, 'Hey, what do you need?
Yeah.
What's going on?'"
Yeah.
And I walked away from there and just wept because I realized that when you're wounded at a young age, there's some core stuff that happens inside of you that you're always on the protection for yourself and others. But a lot of times that would lead me to be protective when I didn't need to be at all.
Yeah.
And I just thought, okay, God, look at you. You've done kind of a miracle here in my heart.
Yeah.
You've gone into some deeply wounded places and you've replaced it with something better than what I had. And so I love that we give ourselves permission to first ask this question,
Yeah.
Why? Why do I keep doing this? That why is very important. And then what? What do I need to help me get through this and work through it?
Yeah.
And when? I'm just going to throw that out. Lord, it's not going to happen overnight, but with your help, eventually it will.
Yeah. And I think with the things we're talking about, all of them have in common is that they're pain management strategies.
Okay.
I felt pain as a
Wow.
child, and I learned a way to manage that. That is
Yeah.
no longer serving me well. I'm feeling
Yes.
unmedicated,
Yeah.
or unsupported, anxiety and depression. So I'm turning something to manage that pain. Like,
Right.
Yes.
whatever it
Yeah.
is, that we are saying, why do I keep doing this? There's usually pain underneath it that we are doing the best we can
I
to
agree.
manage.
I agree.
So I think, like you said, saying what is the pain underneath this,
yeah.
and how, adding a how to all the other questions,
Sure.
how can I actually move toward healing
Right.
instead of blaming ourselves, saying, wow, I've been in a lot of pain, or I was in a lot of pain in some point in my life. And I found something that seemed like it worked well enough.
Yeah.
And then I figured out it didn't. And there are better options for me, and I want to choose to heal. And I can do that without shame, just knowing I'm moving past this now. I made it this far, which takes a lot of courage and bravery. And now I get to choose what's next.
I agree. That's so good.
I love that. I think that just brings a lot of freedom, just saying, man, I must be really hurting right now. I'm going to like ease up. And talking with someone. I feel like it's really important not to just conceal it or hide it or fake it. Like let someone know you're struggling, because there's power in that.
Yeah, I agree with that. Well, as we think about our sweet listener today, sitting in that fourth chair, if we could leave just one piece of encouragement with her, what would that be? And I'll go ahead and start with that, is that you are worthy of asking this question. How brave of you to ask this question. Why do I keep doing this? Because it means that you are actively trying to move past it. So I want to just stand and cheer you on and say, I think you are brave and courageous for asking it. And I am cheering you on as you find those answers.
Yeah. And I think I would say, whatever this is why do I keep doing this? It is not your identity. It's a struggle or an unhelpful pattern. Like, it is not attached to the core of who you are. It can't impact your belovedness or your worth or how God sees you or any of that. Like, this is not your identity. It's just something you're working through.
Yeah. And I think I would say, be kind when you're talking to yourself. Be kind in how you view yourself and talk about yourself, because that really matters.
That's good.
And that's it for today's episode. Thanks for going deeper, becoming freer, and connecting with us. More Than Small Talk is a part of the KLRC Podcast Network and is produced by Kara Culver. Show notes and resources are available on the More Than Small Talk page on klrc.com. You can also join us in our Facebook group. Subscribe to More Than Small Talk on your favorite app so you won't ever miss an episode.